Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, and in this video what we are going to do is we are going to implement all by ourselves the function that we all have been using and talking about, which is actually this function is a part of this string.h library, and this function is none other than strcpy. And as you can remember that this function, all it does is simply receives one, let's say one place in memory where we are going to copy a string from another place in memory. So it was something like char pointer str destination, and also it received a string location where we want to copy from. Okay, so str source is actually the source string that we wanted to copy to str destination place in memory, and we've seen also how we can use it basically by including this string.h and how we can use this strcpy for our needs. And also we talked about what are the limitations of strcpy, how it should be used, when it should be used, and basically what we should kind of avoid while using it. And in this video what we are going to do is that we are going to say, alright, we know that this string.h includes the strcpy, so what we are going to do is simply to delete it and think about, okay, we didn't have this library yet, and what we want to do is to develop this function, okay, let's leave it this way, is to develop this function all by ourselves, and basically implementing this function in one way that it will work exactly or pretty much as it has been working in the string.h. And the reason for doing so is very simple, because we want to improve our programming skills and we also want to learn how we can create functions that are similar to other functions. Of course, if you just need to run your program, that's okay, but a lot of times teachers and also interviewers, they will ask you, okay, so you're using this strcpy function, but can you tell me the logic behind it? Can you tell me why this function runs as you say it runs? And in this place and time, you have to start thinking about, oh, wait a second, what really is going on behind the scenes and what is really happening in this function? And one of the ways to do so is to practice and to write the implementations kind of from scratch like we are doing right now. Awesome, so let's begin. And first of all, what I want us to do is to create our int main function, and here we will use, I don't know, some string. Let's make it my name. Okay, so my name, and we will use here, let's use my nickname. Okay, my nickname. We will use here something like that, alphatech. Okay, so we will use alphatech as our input string, as our source string, and also we will create some destination string, which will be let's say copy of nickname. Okay, copy of nickname, and it will be, let's give it some size, I don't know, like 30 characters, just to make sure that we have enough space to make this copy. All right, and now what we want to do is to say that we will use the strcpy function. One way to do so is strcpy. Okay, so for some reason it remembers previously that we have been using it, but we will use here the destination. Okay, so copy of nickname, and also we will use here the source, right? The source, so my nickname. So basically this function is not defined yet, it's not declared, well, we know nothing about. If we will try to build and run it, probably you will not be able to use it unless it is part of the stdlib. No, I don't think so. It was part of the string.h. Probably it only remembers the signature because I just removed the include string.h. So either way, what we are going to do is to write this function down. So let's start. And the first thing that we have to do is to first of all, write the function signature. And what should be the function signature? Basically, it also can be of a void type, because we can see here that the function does not return anything, but also we may say that we would expect to use this function in kind of like, like this way. So copy of nickname will be equal to like something like strcpy if this copy of nickname was a pointer, a dynamic pointer or something like that. So for example, if you had here something like, let's say, temp result, okay, temp result, and inside of temp result you would use it like that, okay. So temp result equals to strcpy, kind of to make sure that strcpy also returns the exact address of where the string was copied to. Okay, so what we are going to do is to say, okay, if we want to make sure that the function returns the address of the destination string of where it has been copied to, so what we are going to do is to write the type as char star, right? Because we want to return the address of the first character in this string. And we are going to say that the type, the name of the function will be strcpy, okay, awesome. And now we are going to use char star destination and char star source, okay, awesome. So what we want to do now is that, first of all, you can also make sure that there is enough memory in the destination, and you can, I don't know, kind of run some loop to make sure that the destination addresses that you can access is actually more in memory than the source, because you remember the first rule that we spoke about strcpy is that the destination, it's kind of our duty as the developers to make sure that there is enough memory to copy to, right? So if the source is 10 bytes, so there will be at least 10 bytes at the destination. So you also add this check here, so that's also okay. And what I'm going to do is to, like, let's say, to create additional variable, and this additional variable will point, all right, it will point to the address, to the first element of the destination. So let's call it temp, ptr, okay? So temp ptr, and we will say that temp ptr will be pointing to the destination. Awesome. And now what we are going to do is that we know that the source is a string, right? It's pointing to a string, and we know that every string ends with a \0. So what we are going to do is that we are going to run some loop, okay? So let's create additional variable that will help us with that. So int I equals to 0, okay? And we are going to run it as following. So just to make it as much easier for you as it can be. So while source, okay, source at the index of I, all right, while source at the index of I does not equal to \0, right? Meaning we didn't get, until we didn't get, let's say it, till we got to the end of the source string, okay? So until this happens, then we can say that destination at the index I will be equals to source at the index I. Simply copying byte by byte, meaning character by character from source to destination. What we are going to do also is to increment I by 1, so I plus plus. Alright, so then there you go, you copied everything. Okay, so everything from the source was copied, and also you could have make sure beforehand that something like that, okay, I will not write it as part of our program, but if strlen of, let's say, source is greater than, and find the length of the destination, if you can find it, then return or print some problem or something like that. That's also an option, but I will not add it here. Just that you will know that there are additional conditions, in some conditions, that you may add to, like, to extend the functionality of this given function. Okay, and now what we are going to do is that we copied everything from the source, all the characters from the source to the destination, and one character that we did not copy is the \0 at the end. Okay, so we run this loop until we reach a \0, so meaning destination does not have as the last character the \0, which is exactly what we do not want. We want the destinations to be bounded with this \0 at the end, that it will specify that all of the characters coming before it, they are part of the destination string. So what we are going to do is that we are going to write destination at the index of I, okay, because we know that I was incremented here one after the other, and I will be at the index where source has the \0 now. So destination at the index of I equals to \0. Awesome. And basically, we are almost done. At this step, the destination already have copied all, it already has copied all the characters from source, and now all that remains is simply to, like, if it was of a void type, if this was like void strcpy, then we basically were done with this function. But we know that it should also return the address of the destination, so what we are going to do is return temp ptr, or basically there is actually no real reason to as why to do so. I just wanted to show you how to separate them. Temp ptr points to the address of the destination, so meaning you could have just also returned the destination, right? There is no reason why not. At least I cannot see it right now. So there you go, you've implemented this function. And now what we are going to do is to print the result. So print the, let's say, the new copied string is, and %s here, \n at the end, and here instead of the %s we are going to use temp result, for example. Okay, so temp result, and also we can use, just to make sure that everything worked as expected, copy of nickname. Okay, so the new copied string and the new copied string, basically both of them are simply pointing to the same address, just by different names. Okay, so let's try to build and run it. So you go here, build and run, and there you go. You can see that the new copied string is alphatech, and the new copied string is also alphatech. And basically, I think, guys, that you start at this point to feel like you're more practiced. Basically, you have implemented in your own way the strcpy function that has been used by the string library string.h that we've seen in one of our previous videos and was developed by somebody else. Actually, I think, okay, as a matter of fact, that you should be proud of yourself. So thank you guys for watching. Keep on practicing, write some notes down, try to write this function on your own, on your free time, and let's proceed with more exercises and more knowledge and becoming better programmers. Until next time, I'll see you there.